So I just spent the last 3 weeks going over 100 top-selling digital product listings on Etsy, and I found about 7 categories that are literally printing money right now, and most sellers have no idea that these niches even exist. Listen, I didn't build multiple 6-figure e-com stores just by accident. I have tested thousands of products throughout the years, and I know what actually moves the needles. And you kind of end up developing a sixth sense of what's going to blow up. And right now, there are entire categories of products flying off the shelf that 99% of sellers are completely sleeping on. And these are not your typical make a printable planner and hope for the best. These are specific digital niches that hungry buyers are looking for. There's lower competition and 90% profit margin. The best part is that each of these categories have thousands of people actively searching and buying these products every single day. You just need to know where to look. So if you're tired of just uploading random listings and barely making ends meet, pay attention, because I'm about to hand you 7 digital gold mines that most people will never think to tap into. So let's get into it. So this one actually blew my mind, dating tracker. Yeah, people are literally tracking their dating life like it's a project plan. And you know what? In today's dating world, maybe that's a smart idea. I probably should start doing that. So look at this dating tracker. People are buying this because we know modern dating is completely chaotic, and they're juggling multiple apps, multiple conversations, trying to remember who said what, trying to figure out red flags, green flags. You know the struggle, ladies, right? Dating these days is like running a small business. So the buyer here is somebody who's tired of the dating mess. They want to organize their love life. And they're probably thinking as well, if I track dating properly, maybe I can make better decisions and finally find the one. I get you, ladies. So you can also create AI prompts, conversations, maybe even like starter guides or relationship milestone tracker, just an idea. So look at what other dating trackers are providing. Use ChatGPT to also help you with the process. And this is a great idea, which is completely untapped, and it's super easy to start as a beginner. So second are manifestation planners. We know that manifestation is a thing and is continuing to grow in popularity, and people love vision boards or affirmation, anything really to help them achieve their dreams. So this vision board template, it's making some serious cash because people love having systems. They want to write it down, track it, make it official in their mind. So it's planned and it's not just a wish, right? So these buyers, they aren't looking just for a generic planner. They want a planner that can help them manifest their dream life. A spiritual planner, if you will, right? So they are goal-oriented. They see this purchase as an investment in their future self. So other products you could easily create are goal-setting worksheets, affirmation cards, gratitude journals, dream life planners, monthly intention setters, etc. And this is pretty easy for you to replicate. You can essentially create this with Canva. You can also use the help of ChatGPT and just make it pretty, right? Look at what your competition is doing again, get inspired through their design, and see how you can make your listing better than your competition. And that's always very important when you are uploading any Etsy listings. So use these bestsellers as inspiration, knowing that there's not yet a lot of competition, and make your listing stand out. Third are digital products for book lovers. Okay, listen, book lovers, they're not just into reading, they're immersed in it, right? Books are their escape, their ritual, their sanctuary. And here's what most people miss. They don't just want to read, they also want to track their reading. They want to rate it. They want to highlight favorite quotes, for instance. They want to plan their next 5 reads. So it's not just a hobby, it's their overall lifestyle. That's why this digital reading tracker I found, that's why it's making some serious sales, because it's a way for them to feel more connected to their reading. It's the ultimate bookworm essential. So ask yourself, what else could you create for them, right? Perhaps book review journals, reading challenges, to be read wish list. Simply open up Canva, leverage already existing reading templates, make sure that you customize them accordingly, add some elements that help this audience feel connected to the design. Obviously, look as well as what your competitors are doing. Is there elements from their listing that you can leverage? Is there a way to adding more features into your particular listing? and then make sure that the overall aesthetic of your Canva template resonates with them, right? So this is pretty easy for you to execute because you can leverage templates from Canva or even create a Fabrica. And then all you have to do is obviously find ways to make your listing stand out from competitors, right? You don't want to replicate what other competitors are doing. You want to make yours better from your research. But reading trackers are completely overlooked. So I really recommend that you also consider this category if you are planning to create digital products. So Notion template, they're actually pretty sweet because there's tons of people who absolutely love them and they want them to stay organized, but they don't want to spend hours building them from scratch. That's why you're going to see a lot of different Notion templates on Etsy selling from anywhere between $25 to $30 pretty regularly. And they'll do well because people do find them useful, but most folks, they just want a head start, something that they can use right away versus trying to build them on their own, right? So Notion users, they're usually juggling a lot of different tasks, and instead of spending their weekend trying to figure it all out, they just want to grab a template that they can start using right away. So you can actually create different types of Notion templates like content creator dashboards, for example, project trackers, fitness planners, meal prep organizer, and business management systems. So basically anything that really helps people stay on top of their goals and their daily tasks. So the trick really is remembering that people aren't looking necessarily for perfection, but they want something that's practical, that's going to help them save time and helps them stay organized. So this is more difficult, right? More medium. You'll need to learn how to use Notion template and think through as well how people actually use different systems, but it's totally doable if you're willing to actually put in a little bit more effort in creating these Notion templates. It's going to give you an edge over other sellers who perhaps don't have that skill set. So Notion templates are definitely a must-have. This is a category that I've been sharing for quite a while and really encouraging folks to go ahead and upload those kind of listings. So fifth are educational activity packs for kids. And here's something super interesting. According to this article, homeschooling has been on the rise, exploding worldwide in recent years because more and more parents are choosing to educate their kids at home. And that's creating a massive opportunity, which is why this homeschooling planner is absolutely crushing it, because parents feel obviously overwhelmed and they're thinking, how do I make sure my kid doesn't fall behind? They're buying this because they want the best for their kids, and honestly, they just want something that actually works. And most importantly, they don't have the time to create lesson plans from scratch. So they need a ready-made solution that will work for them. So you can use Canva and you can use AI to help you create either different learning plans or games or coloring books, learning activities while kids are in their car, right? So there's a lot of different opportunities here. What I recommend that you do is obviously, as usual, use bright colors, understanding that this is for kids, making it really easy for parents to understand the benefits of buying your digital product versus your competitors. And yeah, the sky's the limit, especially if you have a teaching background here. And again, you can also leverage ChatGPT to help you through that process. So there's a lot of different opportunities. And again, look at what your competitors are doing and do it better. So 6 are small business owner essentials. Small business owners are usually overwhelmed, they're drowning in work, and they're desperately needing systems that can make their day-to-day much easier. This is why this bookkeeping template is killing it, because small business owners, they usually hate accounting, but they know they need it. So this template helps them keep their business finance under control without necessarily hiring an accountant. These buyers, they need simple solution that doesn't require them an accounting degree. So what you could create, for instance, is perhaps bundles which could be sold at a higher price. You could include invoice templates, expense trackers, client onboarding form, social media planners, etc. And how do you create them? Well, think simple, easy to use, functional. You do need to understand some basic business concepts, and having some experience building spreadsheets will also help you. So I would say as far as difficulty, it's a little more advanced and medium. But if you have business knowledge, know how to use use Excel sheets, well, this could be a great option for you. 7 are hobby-specific tools. So hobbyists aren't casual shoppers, they're obsessed, whether it's embroidery, knitting, or painting, they just go all in. And that's exactly why this embroidery pattern bundle is crushing it on Etsy. Because for crafters, patterns are like Netflix episodes, right? There's always room for just one more, and they're constantly looking for their next project, their next spark of inspiration. They need more fuel that lights them up. And their hobby is simply part of their identity, and they'll gladly spend more money to simply go deeper in. And there are endless product options that you could create easily using AI, Canva, or Creative Fabrica, like knitting patterns, craft organization sheets, hobby tracker patterns, collections, etc. Now, this can be easy or hard depending on what you're making, but you can use already existing templates available for you. Obviously, while editing them, there's plenty inside Creative Fabrica. So this really depends on your level of expertise. Perhaps you are also a crafter yourself, and there are perhaps some patterns that you want to share on Etsy. There is a reason why these examples work, and it's not random. Each one solves a specific problem for these group of people. These aren't get-rich-quick schemes. They're legitimate market gaps where you can provide value. And while everyone else is chasing the same obvious stuff, these quiet niches are where the real money is being made. So if you're ready to dive deeper, this is just the tip of the iceberg, because inside our membership, we go way deeper into these strategies, and we share with our community how to identify, create, and scale these types of digital products. Because at the end of the day, it's not about working harder, it's about working smarter and seeing opportunities that others usually miss. And if you want me to create a detailed walkthrough on any of these products I mentioned in this video, let me know in the comment section, and I'll pick the most requested one and break it down for you. I'll see you guys next time.